Hey guys, this is JP's LEGO Reviews. The one question I think everyone has been asking in the LEGO community for the past few months or even years is, why are LEGO prices going sky high? They keep increasing prices around the world, and I'm here to explain why. So let's break it down. Now, the set that inspired me to think about this subject in a more deeper level is the Ferrari Daytona. For example, we have the Lamborghini Sián LEGO Technic set from 2020. It's 570 Australian dollars, but this 2022 Ferrari Daytona SB3 set from LEGO Technic, it only has about 100 pieces difference and it's slightly bigger, so not much of a difference at all, but this thing costs 100, well, it's actually 90, but it's practically $100 more expensive than the Lamborghini Sián. This could partially play to like inflation and also the rising costs of materials, but it shouldn't still land at this high of a markup. Let's say if prices of materials have gone up exponentially, for example, like let's say if it's gone up by, say, the costs are about 20%, that doesn't really reflect on the sale price of the set, and it probably, in 2022 terms, this should have been maybe about 600 Australian dollars. I would have forgived it if it did sell for 600 Australian dollars, but since it's selling at 660 Australian dollars, I have to speak about it. And this is the set that inspired me just to think about why LEGO sets are going sky high in prices these days. So here, let's just dive deep into it for a little while. It's all about profit at the end of the day. That's the first thing that you should know. All of this is actually inspired to bring LEGO profit. Now, that may be a blanket statement, like obviously they want profit, but this entire decision to mark up their prices come after a record year for LEGO profits. It's somewhere in the multi-billions of dollars, of US dollars. And so that, they can get more profit off their products, they're deciding the best way to do it for them is to increase the prices of models that are coming out either in the future or even LEGO sets that have already come out today or a year ago or 2 years ago, to revise their pricing just so LEGO themselves can get more profit from the LEGO sets they're trying to sell to their fan base. Now, where LEGO's current price versus demand situation lies is kind of the reason why they feel justified to increase prices. It's because the demand of LEGO is it's higher than the supply. So demand for LEGO sets in general is way higher than the actual supply they are able to produce. That's why they are pumping the prices higher, because they can see that a lot of people want LEGO, but they're not making exactly enough LEGO sets to fulfill the demand straight away. That's why they have back order issues, especially with LEGO sets targeted towards adults, which is why LEGO feels justified for charging more money for these hard to find sets hard to find in, say, just stock in general. And this is why LEGO feel entitled to increase the prices of their sets, and they are completely justified to do this because supply and demand, they can make more money if there's not enough supply. That's fair enough. But also they will have to account for a possible reduction in people actually wanting to buy these sets as prices keep getting higher and higher as well. So they obviously see that increasing the prices will still make them more money than the customers they would have lost to that particular set that decided not to buy that LEGO set or maybe even LEGO anymore. And they feel like the price that they're charging now is going to bring them more money than what the lost customer base would have been for the set that they're marking up or they're pricing really high. But Lego are actually planning to increase the price of Lego sets across the board from August. Now, this is a pilot program, but what their plan is that they are wanting to increase the prices of Lego sets that already have either been wanting that they want to release in between now and August, when they're thinking of increasing the prices before they're released, but also they want to increase the prices of sets that exist today. So the prices you're seeing now will not be the price you'll see in August or September. They will mark it up by quite a big amount. And to show you some of the sets that Lego are thinking of marking up, I'm actually going to provide to you a list here of key sets that are being increased when it comes to the prices. Now, here we have quite a list, but the Lego Creator Ford Mustang and Porsche 911 will be increased by 21%. The Ghostbusters Ecto 1 by 20%, Optimus Prime at 6%, the UCS Tumbler at 17%, the unreleased Avatar sets by around 10% before they're released, the Speed Champions cars, some Speed Champions cars by 25%, the Justifier or Cad Bane ship at 6%, the Mandalorian and Luke helmets at 17%, the Naboo Starfighter at 8%, the Super Mario DTC set at 17%, Lamborghini Cyan and Ferrari Daytona SB3 Technic Supercars by 13%, the Lego Technic BMW bike at 25%, and the McLaren Formula 1 car and the Ferrari 488 Technic sets at 11%. Now, what strikes me is this list being key is this. The Justifier and the Naboo Starfighter, as well as Optimus Prime, are actually really bad value sets already. So they're making them even worse valued for you. The Ford Mustang was a pretty good value, but it won't be anymore. The Avatar sets have gone up before their release, so they're hoping no one would notice. The Technic BMW bike, which was actually a pretty decent deal when you think about it, up by 25%. And some other sets in this lineup have also been increased anywhere from 10 to 25%, as Lego felt like they should increase their prices because they can get more money from these sets that they are marking up for their customer base. But there is something you do need to know about this thing that Lego decided to do with their prices being marked up. It's a pilot program based in the European market. So what this means is if you're from North America, Oceania, Asia, South America, or Africa, or Antarctica if you live there, I don't think you do, but if you do, then you won't actually see this effect right now. But the customers within Europe, they are going to mark up the prices of Lego sets by roughly 10 to 25% in August, and they're wanting to do this to about 25% of Lego's entire range. They're wanting to see if they'll work and if they can implement this globally to all Lego sets. In my personal opinion, I don't actually think this will succeed for Lego, and there are two major reasons why. The first one is kind of Lego related, the second one really isn't. Lego prices are already expensive in most markets, and that includes Europe. By marking up the prices even more so in Europe, what's going to happen is this, and this kind of connects to the second reason why this won't work in Europe. Europe is currently very unstable when it comes to the economy and also just the countries that are in there and people's disposable income. Fuel, food, even like oil, gas prices, food prices, and also costs of living in places like Europe are going up exponentially because of recent world events. This isn't really a good time for Lego to just feel like they can bump up the price of their Lego sets without, people deciding I just don't want to buy Lego for now because it's too risky, because I can't afford it. And Europe was probably the worst market to actually implement this. They would have probably seen a better result in Australia or the US, or one of the other countries that are, one of the other Western countries that are not Europe, because Europe is currently very unstable politically and financially. And what's going to happen is this. People are going to see the price markup. They're going to do two things. The first one is people will accept the prices, which are probably not that many. But the second one, which is far more likely, is that simply Lego just will lose customers. They will either lose customers on specific sets that they're increasing the price on, and they're going to buy these Lego sets from other sources like other retailers and stuff like that, or even potentially worse, they will lose Lego customers at all. Like, some people may decide to drop the hobby because pricing has gone overboard. And I just don't see this being a good result for Lego, and I can't see Lego winning in this situation, especially with the pilot program they decided to do. I think they chose the wrong continent to do it personally, if they were going to do something like this. But now, what should you do about it? Here are my 8 steps on what you should do about it. Don't buy from Lego directly. Make sure, well, firstly, you find the Lego sets you want to buy from other retailers. Make sure the Lego sets that you do want to purchase, you buy them on sale, preferably at 20% off or less. Don't increase your Lego budget if you can't. And I honestly would recommend just don't increase your Lego budget at all. Keep spending the same amount of money you do, just get less sets. Also, make sure that you only buy the Lego sets you really, really, really like. Don't buy Lego sets because it has a minifigure, like if you're not that sure about the rest of it. Only buy Lego sets that you really want to own. Also, if you have the funds to buy the set you really like, especially if you live in Europe, before the prices increase, buy the sets now before the prices increase so that you can get your desired set at a decent price. And finally, if you have the funds, invest in all the Lego sets you can afford in the European market. That's at least 20% off before August, that you think will increase in value. Because what will happen is your investments could go up by like 20 or 30% just because Lego decided to increase their prices. Everything else with their prices is increased, and you're suddenly making 20, 30, 40, maybe you're even doubling your money on a Lego set that you purchased because you purchased it at the right time. That's all my investment friends. If you can't invest, just don't. Just buy what you want if you can afford it, and if you can't, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't think I can really help you. And that's actually it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below regarding Lego's pricing situation. I personally kind of get it, but also think it's just going to backfire on Lego. I just don't really see them doing well after this. They probably should have increased it by 5 to 10% for it to kind of be not noticeable. But this is way too noticeable, and I think people will just potentially stop buying, in Europe at least, these sets that they've marked up because it's just too expensive. And if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you want to see more content just like this, please subscribe. I hope you all have a great day and keep building.